One of the things that very often, we hear about menopause and hormonal imbalance. So I want to share with you that menopause is not the only reason why we have hormonal imbalance. A lot of young girls today have PCOS. They have a lot of hormonal imbalance during their periods, and I think it's really important to get into the bottom of all the imbalances that we are feeling. So one of the main reasons that we are having much more imbalances than what our mothers had is because we are having too many processed foods. A lot of preservative in our food, a lot of chemicals in our foods, a lot of these very different sort of maltodextrins and a lot of different kind of chemically created sugars, which may say that the product has become 0 calories and things like that, is actually really playing havoc with our internal system. So it's very important to choose the right sugars. Whatever the sugar, it's very important to eat it in a moderate quantity. Whether it's coconut sugar, which is very healthy because it's higher GI and has much more minerals in it, stevia, but stevia sometimes can be so overprocessed that it's very important to see what kind of sugar that you're having. My favorite thing to have is fresh fruits, as my sugar, because dates also I find sometimes that, it can be too over concentrated. But then I always balance it out by having some protein with it, having some fat with it, so that my insulin spike doesn't happen very quickly. It's very important to also keep yourself educated about hormonal imbalances. You will find that stress, lack of sleep, along with all this junk food can really play havoc. So, hormonal imbalance can cause you to have, premature graying of the hair, your skin's, losing its glow, and then you just don't want that because, as my guru once said, that this body is the one machine that we have to live with till we die, so we better take care of it. So what is hormonal imbalance? Hormonal imbalance is lack of sleep, lack of focus, wanting this constant something which like coffee or something to help you focus. If you're feeling any of this, then chances are that your hormonals are out of whack. One of the things that I realized in my 40s is that my thyroid was under functioning. I was going through some personal stresses and I realized that I had thyroid issues then, and one of the things that it does is it made my skin feel drier. I had lack of sleep. I started gaining weight. So a lot of these things came into check when I realized that it was my hormone which was causing all these issues. So keep an eye on how you're feeling. Is your mood? Are you having a lot of mood swings? Like I know somebody who has a lot of mood swings, and she's constantly feeling that all the others are to blame, but actually something inside is creating all those mood swings. So it's very important to check and be educated, remain educated about your hormone profile. Being a woman means that we are anyways dealing with a lot of fluctuations of hormones in our system, because when we have our periods, that time we have a very high dose of estrogen in our system. When it goes down, then progesterone suddenly increases. So all these imbalances of hormones that occur generally, like normally in our system, creates a havoc. So understanding what suits at what time, like if your estrogen is really high, it's best to avoid things which already have estrogen in it, like any soy products, milk. Milk comes from a cow which is very high in estrogen. So when we are having milk, then our estrogen gets even more boost. So it's better to have calming things that time, like chamomile tea, like lemongrass tea, make your own ginger concoction. Knowing what will balance out your hormone will really help you. And yoga, breathing practices, pranayams can really help with whatever hormonal imbalance that we are going through. It helps us with our sleep, and sleeping is really, really important, because when we are sleeping, a lot of imbalances that are going on in our system actually get taken care of. We don't even realize, and the body fixes it all. So your sleep is really important. So caffeine is something that can prevent you from sleeping. So try and restrict your caffeine intake. And if you are having, let's say 2 cups, then try and have it before 2 p.m. so that by the time you are sleeping, let's say at 10 p.m., then the caffeine effect is already gone from your body. And there are a lot of other things which have caffeine, so we have to watch out for that. But generally, sticking to relaxing things when you are having this hormonal imbalance will be really helpful, and you can actually prevent zits, pimples from coming on your skin when you're having your periods, by avoiding sugars almost 10 days or a week, at least a week before that. So avoid sugars, avoid fried foods, especially during that time, because your body is not being able to deal with it at that time.